This is the Stone GPS drone, HS175D RC quadcopter, and I've been flying it long enough to share what it's actually like to use. From my experience, this drone is all about portability, beginner-friendly controls, and learning the ropes of GPS drones without spending a ton. It folds up small, it's lightweight at around 215 grams, and it comes in a tidy case with 2 modular batteries and a rechargeable controller. I tossed it in my backpack for a few casual flights after work and a weekend trip, and that convenience alone made me use it more than I expected. Key features that stood out to me start with the GPS setup and how it holds its position. You get GPS and GLONASS satellites, plus an optical flow sensor underneath. That optical flow is basically a downward-facing camera that looks at the ground to help it hover steadily when GPS isn't strong, like indoors or near buildings. The drone also uses brushless motors, which in simple terms means more efficient, smoother, and generally more durable than older brushed motors. The controller has physical buttons to tilt the camera up and down in flight, and that's a big help for framing shots without digging into on-screen menus. The smart modes are the fun part for new pilots. Follow Me can track you if your phone's GPS is solid. Waypoint lets you drop points on a map for an automatic route. Circle Fly does automated orbits around a subject. These work best in wide open spaces with strong GPS and when you're not pushing the distance. There's no obstacle avoidance, so I treated these modes as helpers, not set-and-forget features. Headless mode is included too. If you're new, that means pushing the stick forward always sends the drone away from you, no matter which way the drone's nose is pointing. It can be handy when you get disoriented. Altitude hold keeps your height steady, which makes hovering and framing easier for beginners. Range and signal were fine for casual flying, but I kept my expectations realistic. The specs say up to 500 meters for control and about 300 meters for the 5 GHz Wi-Fi video feed. In my opinion, plan for a comfortable 250 to 300 meters before the signal starts getting sketchy, and keep line of sight. I typically stayed within 100 to 150 meters because it's just less stress and more control. Especially when I wanted smooth framing, battery life impressed me for a drone this size. I got about 22 to 23 minutes per battery in calm weather, which matched the claim. With 2 batteries in the box, I was in the air for roughly 45 minutes total on a single outing. Charging each battery took me a bit over 2 hours with a standard USB adapter. That rhythm worked well. Fly, swap, fly again, then recharge when I got home. Now the camera. Here's the straight talk. The photos are 4K resolution, and for social sharing they look fine in good light. The video, though, is where I had to reset my expectations. When you record to a microSD card, you get up to 2.7K resolution. If you record straight to your phone, it's 1080p. There's no mechanical gimbal on this drone, which means the camera isn't stabilized by hardware. Without that, wind and quick movements show up as shaky footage and occasional tilted horizons. In calm air and with slow, gentle inputs, I could get usable clips. But if there was any breeze, the vibration and microbobbing came back. From my experience, this is not the drone for smooth cinematic video. It's a fantastic trainer, a solid still photo learner, and a way to practice framing from the air, but not a content rig. The app is called GPS V5. It gives you live stats like distance, height, and battery, and it's where you toggle modes and run calibrations. It did the job, but it's a little clunky. On my Android phone, I had a couple of minor hiccups connecting the FPV feed on the first try. Restarting the app fixed it. Beginner mode is on by default, which caps your height and distance at about 30 meters. I recommend leaving that on for your first flights so you get comfortable before removing the limits. Let's talk calibrations and flight behavior for a minute. Before flying, you'll do the compass dance, spinning the drone horizontally and vertically, plus a gyro IMU calibration occasionally. It's not hard, but it's a bit fussy, and if I skipped it in a new location, I sometimes saw drift, even with a decent GPS lock. Once properly calibrated and in calm conditions, the hover was steady. In any wind, though, the 215-gram weight shows. It can hold position in a light breeze, but it gets pushed around. I learned to pick calm mornings or evenings and avoided gusty days. Return to home is built in, and it kicked in as expected when I tapped the button or when the battery ran low. I tested it at moderate distances, and it returned close to the takeoff point, which added confidence. Build quality feels better than the price suggests. The arms lock out positively, the plastic doesn't feel brittle, and the LEDs make orientation easier. The controller is comfortable, and the on-controller camera tilt is a small but welcome touch. I like that Stone leans into the sub-250-gram category. In my opinion, That makes this drone a low-friction option for new pilots, though you should always check your local rules about registration and remote ID. It's perfect for beginners who want a GPS drone that's easy to take anywhere, who want to learn how return to home works, how to plan a simple waypoint mission, and how to handle basic pre-flight checks. It's also great for folks who mainly want the joy of flying and snapping some casual photos from above without worrying about breaking an expensive camera drone. I'd recommend this for anyone practicing to step up later to a more advanced camera drone with a gimbal. The HS175D teaches you the core skills: stick control, reading wind, respecting distance, and staying on top of calibrations. If you're buying primarily for smooth video, you'll want a model with a mechanical gimbal. If you're buying to learn and have fun with a low-stress setup, this is a good fit. From my experience, the real strengths are portability, battery life for the size, the included 2-battery setup, and the overall ease of use once you get the hang of the app and calibrations. The weak spots are shaky video in anything but calm air, occasional drift if you skip or rush calibration, and an app that feels a step behind the slicker options out there. None of that was a deal breaker for learning and casual flying, but it matters if your goal is polished footage. In my opinion, the sweet spot is using this as a trainer that you can toss in a bag, fly often, and build confidence with. I got more flight time per week with this than with pricier rigs because it's just so simple to bring along. I also appreciated how the limits in beginner mode kept me out of trouble early on, and how return to home and GPS made me comfortable trying simple, autonomous moves. In conclusion, Holy Stone's HS175D delivers a friendly, travel-ready experience and a full set of beginner features while keeping costs down. It's a strong starter drone, not a cinematic camera platform. If you accept those trade-offs, it's easy to enjoy. If you need buttery video, jump straight to a gimbal drone. If you want to learn, practice, and fly more often without overthinking it, this is a smart choice. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with your questions or your own HS75D tips. Thank you for watching.